New Orleans Pelicans power forward Zion Williamson has been called out recently due to reports of not being fit, basically because he cannot control himself when it comes to the buffet. The 300-pound-plus player has put on a ton of weight due to injury over the past couple of months, and people in the media have noticed. Stay with us as we are discussing reports of him being fat-shamed today, amongst other NBA news. So what's up with the injury first of all? Let's see. The Pelicans announced another delay to Zion Williamson's return after being out for the whole season so far, due to a broken foot sustained whilst training in the offseason. The Pelicans have announced delays to his return numerous times so far this season, leading fans and analysts alike to speculate there is something more at play here. Williamson, one of the most injury-prone players in the league, has left a big hole in the Pelicans' offensive lineup after being out for so long, and the results are showing. They have gone 2-14 since the big guy's been out and have lost a record 4 games so far this season after being ahead by 15 or more points. The latest setback means we still don't know when Williamson will return, although there appears to be a light at the end of the tunnel after he has been cleared for one-on-one contact training. How long it takes after he completes his part of his comeback is yet to be seen. It has been revealed that Williamson was actually injured whilst working with the Pelicans' own strength and conditioning coach over the summer, but the team has been very vague about the timing of the injury. What's the worst injury you've ever had? Let us know below. So what about those fat-shaming comments? Stay with us to find out. Last year, Williamson, who was the draft's overall first pick a couple of years ago, was out for a while after surgery on his knee. In his comeback game, he was so good that the chance of MVP could be heard around the stadium. Whilst commenting on the game, ESPN's Jeff Van Gundy and Mark Jackson were accused of body-shaming the Salisbury, North Carolina native. They remarked that Williamson was looking heavier than before his injury, which might have been expected, and that he needed to trim down. They went on to question whether his recorded weight pregame of 285 pounds was accurate and could not believe he had gained 8 pounds in a week, coming after he had begun working out post-injury. NBA Twitter, of course, jumped on the bandwagon and called out ESPN, pushing the body-shaming narrative, and were seemingly incandescent that they had dared to put up a graphic saying he was the 3rd heaviest player in the league. I mean, he is, isn't he? We don't really see what the complaints are about. If they were lying, then yes, that would be bad, but they're only reporting facts. Williamson is a professional who is paid for being able to show discipline when it comes to meal times. We don't really get the hype around this. If ESPN had called out an overweight guy walking past the studio, then that would obviously be abhorrent, but this guy's job is literally to stay in shape. What do you think about this incident? It's happened again recently though, right? Yep, I mean, if this issue is rearing its head again, then there's a common denominator: Williamson himself. There's absolutely no doubt about the guy's talent, but there are continued questions surrounding his durability, which suggests his excess weight is having adverse effects on his body. NBA analyst Kenny Smith has been in the news this week after giving the 2019 ACC Rookie of the Year a few tips. Smith alluded to the fact that there's no point in putting the hours to be a great player if you are continually overeating. We would kind of agree. He said, the easiest part is he'll figure out how to eat less. It's not hard. It's not hard when it's your profession. He puts the hours in to be a great basketball player. He'll figure out those hours that he needs to keep his body right. It's the same thing. It's the same commitment. It's not hard. Just eat less. It's not hard at all for a guy who has the kind of discipline to be that great of a player. Smith went on to explain that every player is gonna get injured, but during your time out, you still have to show some discipline and figure out how not to put on excess weight. He told us that it's Williamson's culinary habits that will ultimately decide how easy it is for him to get back to his peak once the injury is behind him. What's your kryptonite when it comes to meal times? What are the Pelicans doing about the issue then? Don't go anywhere. Undoubtedly, the Pelicans have been patient with Williamson and have devoted time and energy into getting him back to full fitness. But at what point are they going to decide they might be fighting a losing battle? Well, all is not lost yet in their eyes. They have even reshuffled the pack behind the scenes, changing up staff members and even changing some of their mealtime practices. They have also given him a briefing of how to protect himself from taking unnecessary damage on the court, and Vice President of Operations David Griffin has even taken the unprecedented step of sending video clips to the NBA in an effort to highlight what he sees as Williamson being targeted by opposition players. In addition, Griffin has been publicly vocal and faced fines in the past when speaking out about the treatment of Williamson. None of these steps seem to have worked so far, and it begs the question, how much more time will they give him? Whilst it's easy to jump on the bandwagon, it must be remembered that he is still a kid and technically still growing, which is a scary thought. It is highly conceivable that he puts these injury woes behind him and unlocks that obvious potential that he has. So, are there deeper issues at play here? Let's find out. There were some reports over the summer that there was a rift between Williamson and the Pelicans camp, as he wasn't around them very much. In the wake of the Hurricane Ida incident, the team briefly moved to Nashville, and Zion was nowhere to be seen. He claimed the reason for this was that he didn't want his teammates to see him giving off that bad energy. I mean, he's injured, right? It happens to everyone. Surely they would support him no matter what if they see him making every effort to get back to full fitness. Sitting at home, wallowing in self-pity is going to do absolutely nothing for a positive mind frame. This seems like a poor excuse to us and hints at something much larger at play here. He also has previous experience in this area. Last year, he left the team bubble when it was based in Florida during the time of his much reported on-knee injury. No excuse was given to the media, which again led to rumors about the player's overall health. Moreover, Williamson Sexton has famously been at odds with the Pelicans front office throughout his short time as pro, and he recently said, "It's all love with me and Griff. We're both competitors and we both want to win. Do we disagree on some things? Yeah. Who agrees on everything? We don't. I think that's what makes our relationship great." Sounds like he's glossing over what seems like a tumultuous relationship. What do you think? Stay with us for some other Pelicans news now. Pelicans Brazilian player Didi Luzada has been banned for 25 games without pay after testing positive for banned substances. Luzada was found to have taken drostanolone and testosterone, the NBA revealed yesterday. "We are all for the banning of players who take performance-enhancing drugs, and Luzada might count himself lucky the ban is only 25 games. Players in other sports have suffered far worse fates when found to have been blatantly cheating." The Pelicans said that although they were disappointed in the 22-year-old, they will stand by him and fully support Didi on and off the court as he learns and grows from this experience. We'll file this one safely under the shoulda known better category. Some other NBA news from Cleveland, stay right there. The Cavaliers have been rocked by the news that leading scorer Collin Sexton will be out for the rest of the season after suffering a torn cartilage in his left knee a couple weeks ago against the Knicks. The loss will come as a big blow to the Ohio franchise, who are going through a tricky spell when it comes to injuries. They also have Evan Mobley sidelined and were 6 players light for Thursday's loss to Golden State. Sexton has been subject of speculation regarding his future recently amid talks of a trade, but he has started off his season in super form, averaging 16 points, 3.3 rebounds, and 2.1 assists. So, this will come as a big loss for the Cavs. As always, thanks for tuning in today, guys, and don't forget to stop by next time. Feel free to share this video with your basketball-loving pals, too.